Greetings, everyone. I just want to check in as we come to the end of week 6. I know this week could be a bit challenging, especially as we start to talk about connectors and workflows and automations. And that's the reason why I wanted to get everyone started thinking through this and coming up with ideas this week in week 6, because starting tomorrow in week 7, I'm going to be really walking you guys through setting up your own automations and integrations. So what's week 7 going to look like? A couple of things. I'm going to unlock tomorrow or week 7's module tomorrow night. And the reason why I'm doing this is I want to have time tomorrow during the day to go through all of your submissions from this week. And that's going to allow me to get an idea of where I can most help and how to tailor this week's and next week's projects to your needs and kind of help you build automations and workflows that work for you. The goal is during week 7 and week 8 for us to be able to build a workflow that works for you and to give you a core understanding of some of the tools. With that being said, connectors I know can be a bit daunting the first time. They came out with ChatGPT in June of 2025, and the connectors that originally came out for ChatGPT were basically tied to Google, Dropbox, and other storage providers, online cloud storage providers, to allow you to access that. Since then, and most recently in the last 2 weeks or so, we've seen a huge amount of updates take place, and actually in about the last month, where you can integrate all sorts of things. So I'm working on putting together some videos for you guys that I'm going to walk you through and share my screen with you guys as we do it. Normally, something like this, I'd love to be able to discuss and play with in person and have it be really interactive. But we're going to do the best that we can because it's an online course. I will give you a heads up. I'm currently working on a project myself for my personal well-being. I've decided to embark on a fitness journey. I used to be a competitive athlete in college in 2 different sports. And since then, I've gotten out of shape, well off of where I should be. So there's a project that I'm working on that involves a bunch of data for my physical well-being, getting a baseline. It includes a DEXA scan. It includes fitness planning, nutrition planning, and all of that. And I've kind of worked through it, and I've been able to use a couple of connectors that are outside of the original ones from ChatGPT that were like Google and custom or Dropbox. And it's a custom MCP server or portal that is being integrated with a company that does the DEXA scan. So I'm going to use my personal data, and I'm going to actually share that with you guys in a video format to give you at least an idea of what's possible and how far something like ChatGPT can take you. And in that video, we're going to be iterative, right? So we're going to try some things, and we'll probably run into some roadblocks where ChatGPT will be like, hey, I can do something, and it really can't, right? It'll be a hallucination. On the other side of that equation, we're going to run into some really unique things where it can deliver some outstanding results that may take a little bit of time to generate, especially when utilizing deep research mode, but it's going to be something that I think all of you will find value in. From there, I'll show you how you can build that out and then put together a plan, daily reminders, calendar invites, all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be really interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how far all of you got this week so that we can fine tune it. Again, the module will be posted tomorrow night. But I wanted to get this out to you guys to give you an idea of what's going to happen. So if you don't see the module in the morning, don't worry. It's because I wanted time to review everything that you guys are submitting now. This is our first time teaching the class, so I want to make sure I'm meeting everyone where they're at. Now, a couple of other things that are really interesting that I discovered is some of the integrations or connectors that are available with other platforms. So Claude, which is offered by Anthropic, is another AI platform or LLM that really specializes in integrations. And a couple of things stood out to me. I've been playing with them pretty aggressively in the past week because there were some updates that went out in their applications. One of the things that I found out is that Claude has much deeper integration if you use the app-based rather than the web-based version in regards to your actual computer operating system. So there's a lot of possibilities within Claude and Anthropic that if you're using actual applications on your computer, it has much deeper integrations versus ChatGPT, which is primarily focused on web-based integrations. So it's interesting. The other thing that I think we'll discuss a bit more is the importance that when you're trying to set up some of these connectors, yes, in theory, you can do it on the app-based version. For instance, I have ChatGPT already installed on my computer. I also have Claude installed on my computer. But when setting up these connectors, it's actually better to do it on the web-based platform. It gives you more flexibility, and the integration seems to go a little bit smoother. So these are just some of the things that I'm finding as useful bits of information, and their nuances in the actual day-to-day use. So I want to make sure that we're sharing all of that with you guys, but it's going to be a really, really exciting week. I can't wait to see all the work you guys put together this past week and kind of the ideas and brainstorming that you guys have. One thing that may be a concern or a roadblock that we get into, depending upon the integrations or connectors that we're going to use, is if you're trying to connect it to proprietary work platforms, they may not give you access to be able to integrate that way, right? So you may have to try it with a personal account or something like that, and that can be frustrating. I know that for business cases, oftentimes you have to use like the enterprise version or the Teams version of ChatGPT. And the reason that is to protect your company's digital privacy and information so that the model itself isn't trained off of that data. Keep in mind, anything that you upload to ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, anything like that, unless it's like an education version, a enterprise version, or Teams version, any of those tools or any of that information goes into the training model. Okay. If the government comes and requests it, they have to provide it. There's no protection for it. Now, that's a big concern for some individuals, depending on the information that you're sharing. So I encourage you to be aware of that and make sure that you're being cautious in what you upload. Now, with that being said, I am so excited about the next 2 weeks. I think this is where all of the work and all the learning that we did really start to come together. And by the time you guys leave this class, you're going to have some really unique skill sets and tricks that you're able to build and implement in the use of AI in your day-to-day lives. So if you have any questions, any concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. This week, really, I know it was a challenge for some of you in the assignment, but it was designed to be that way to get you thinking and so that you can start to recognize roadblocks in your workflows so that over the next 2 weeks, we can actually build something really special for you guys. This week, please, please, please be on top of your deadlines, okay? For our discussion board deadlines, I know normally Thursday's the due date, but if you guys can please get that in by Wednesday night. If you can't, you got to get it in on Thursday. I understand. Life happens to all of us, but it'll make it much easier is because Thursday will be one of the few days that I'm actually not on the road. So I'll be able to actually sit down and respond to everybody in a very detailed manner if you guys are all set up. So I look forward to speaking to all of you guys this week. Please, please, please stay tuned for more fun and look forward to it. We'll chat soon. Thanks so much. Have a great day.